Welcome to Trumpland tariffs, lawsuits, and Tesla drama. Buckle up because this week has been a wild ride. We've got trade wars, lawsuits piling up higher than Trump's hair, and enough international drama to make the Real Housewives of New Jersey look like a Quaker meeting. Honestly, trying to keep up with Trump's antics is like trying to herd cats on a roller coaster. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and there's a good chance someone's going to puke. But fear not, dear viewers, because we're here to break it all down for you, with the kind of biting wit and insightful commentary that would make even Trump himself blush, or at least try to sue us for libel. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and let's dive into the dumpster fire that is this week in Trumpland. Remember when Trump, in his infinite wisdom, declared that trade wars are easy to win? Yeah, about that. It seems like the reality of the situation is a bit more complicated than he anticipated. The global economy is a delicate ecosystem, and tampering with it can have far-reaching consequences. This week, the stock market collectively facepalmed as Trump slapped 25% tariffs on steel and aluminum imports. The immediate reaction was a sharp decline in stock prices, sending shockwaves through the financial world. Investors were left scrambling to make sense of the new economic landscape. The Dow Jones plummeted faster than Trump's approval rating after that grab-him-by-the comment. It was a bloodbath on Wall Street, with traders frantically trying to mitigate their losses. The uncertainty created by these tariffs has left many questioning the stability of the market. The Nasdaq? Let's just say it's currently in therapy. Tech stocks, which had been riding high, took a significant hit. Companies that rely on global supply chains are particularly vulnerable, and the ripple effects are being felt across the industry. And investors? Well, they're drowning their sorrows in $10 avocado toast because apparently the recession hasn't hit their artisanal bread habits yet. It's a small comfort in these turbulent times, but hey, at least the avocado toast is still affordable, right? Meanwhile, Trump's economic team is reportedly locked in a White House bathroom, frantically Googling how to undo a trade war and what is a tariff on their burner phones. The administration's lack of a coherent strategy is becoming increasingly apparent, and the pressure is mounting. I'm not an economist, but I'm pretty sure starting a trade war with, well, everyone, isn't exactly a recipe for economic prosperity. Experts have been warning about the potential fallout for months, but it seems those warnings fell on deaf ears. The complexities of international trade are not something that can be easily navigated with bravado alone. It's almost as if someone should have warned him that tariffs might have, consequences. The interconnected nature of the global economy means that actions in one area can have unintended repercussions elsewhere. It's a lesson that is being learned the hard way. But who am I kidding? This is Trump we're talking about. He probably thinks consequences is a brand of cologne. The bravado and overconfidence that characterized his approach to the trade war are now being tested against the harsh realities of economic principles. Only time will tell how this will all play out. But for now, the markets are in turmoil, and the future is uncertain. In news that will surprise absolutely no one, Donald J. Trump is facing yet another lawsuit. Yes, you heard that right. The man who has made headlines for everything from his controversial tweets to his business dealings is back in the legal spotlight. Donald J. Trump, the man who literally puts his name on everything from steaks to towers, is being sued again. This time it's not just any lawsuit, it's one that involves some serious legal heavyweights. This time it's the law firm Perkins Coie, and apparently Trump's still not over that whole Hillary Clinton thing. You might remember Perkins Coie as the firm that represented the Clintons in the past, which seems to have left a lasting impression on Trump. See, Perkins Coie has represented the Clintons in the past, and Trump, being the mature and rational leader that he is, has decided to take matters into his own hands. Instead of letting bygones be bygones, he's opted for a more direct approach. He has decided to punish them with an executive order that's about as subtle as a brick to the face. This executive order is not just a slap on the wrist, it's a full-on assault on the firm's ability to operate. This new rule essentially blacklists Perkins Coie from working with the federal government. It's a move that has left many in the legal community scratching their heads and questioning the legality of such an action. Legal experts are calling it unconstitutional, unethical, and possibly illegal. They argue that this kind of executive overreach sets a dangerous precedent and undermines the rule of law. Trump, meanwhile, is probably just mad that he didn't think of it sooner. His frustration is palpable, and it's clear that this is a personal vendetta as much as it is a legal maneuver. The lawsuit itself is a thing of beauty, It meticulously outlines the ways in which Trump's executive order is not just unfair, but also illegal. The legal arguments are compelling and paint a picture of a president who is willing to bend the rules to get his way. It argues that Trump's actions are like kicking someone out of a party because they dated your ex in high school. It's a petty, vindictive move that has no place in the realm of serious governance, which, knowing Trump, is probably exactly what happened at some point. His history of holding grudges is well documented, and this latest lawsuit is just another chapter in that ongoing saga. So the lawsuit joins the ever-growing pile of legal woes on Trump's desk, right next to the stack of bills he refuses to pay, and the folder labeled Top Secret Nuclear Codes, Don't Tell Putin. It's a chaotic scene that perfectly encapsulates the current state of affairs. The stack of unpaid bills is a testament to his business practices, while the folder of nuclear codes is a stark reminder of the serious responsibilities he holds. It's a juxtaposition that highlights the absurdity of the situation. As this new lawsuit unfolds, one thing is clear: Trump's legal troubles are far from over. The drama continues, and the world watches with bated breath to see what will happen next. Well, looks like someone just learned that tariffs are a two-way street. After Trump decided to play the "let's tax your imports" game, China responded with a resounding, "Hold my Tsingtao beer." That's right, folks. China has hit back with its own tariffs on US goods, and this time, it's personal. They're targeting agricultural products, which means American farmers who are already dealing with enough are now caught in the crossfire of this trade war. I can just imagine them now, nervously eyeing their soybean fields while simultaneously trying to learn Mandarin on Duolingo. Ni hao, Xi Jinping, please don't tariff my soybeans. I have a family to feed. Meanwhile, Trump, in a move that can only be described as delusional, insists that everything is fine. He's like the captain of the Titanic telling everyone, "Don't worry, it's just a little water. We'll be in international waters soon." In news that will shock absolutely no one except maybe Donald Trump himself, a recent poll revealed that a majority of Americans are less than thrilled with his handling of the economy. I mean, it's almost as if starting a trade war in the middle of a global pandemic wasn't the best idea. The CNN's SSRS poll, which is basically the gold standard of polls, found that 56% of Americans disapprove of Trump's economic policies. That's like getting a Yelp review that says, "The food was so bad, I'd rather eat my own shoe." But does Trump care? Of course not. He's too busy blaming Biden for everything, probably while tweeting from a gold-plated toilet at Mar-a-Lago. And his supporters? They're still convinced that he's single-handedly making America great again, even as their 401ks resemble a dumpster fire. Because nothing says I'm completely oblivious to the economic anxieties of the American people like throwing a lavish party Trump decided to celebrate St. Patrick's Day in style at the White House. He invited Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin, who probably spent the entire visit trying to politely explain that just because Trump owns a golf course in Ireland doesn't make him Irish. Did Trump drink green beer? Did he attempt an Irish jig? Did he try to convince everyone that he invented the shamrock? We may never know. But one thing's for sure, it was probably the most awkward St. Patrick's Day celebration since the last one Trump hosted. In a plot twist that no one saw coming, Donald Trump, the self-proclaimed tariff man, has decided to weigh in on the Tesla boycotts, and it's just as bizarre as you might imagine. The former president, known for his unpredictable and often controversial statements, has now turned his attention to the electric car giant and its enigmatic CEO, Elon Musk. This unexpected alliance has left many scratching their heads, wondering what could possibly come next. Apparently some people are boycotting Tesla for reasons that are still unclear. The protests have been gaining traction, but the motivations behind them remain murky. Some speculate that it could be due to Musk's erratic behavior on social media, while others believe it might be related to broader concerns about the company's business practices or environmental impact. Maybe they're mad about Elon Musk's tweets. The billionaire has never been one to shy away from controversy, often using his Twitter account to make bold statements and engage in public spats. His online antics have certainly garnered a fair share of critics, and it's possible that this has contributed to the growing discontent. Maybe they're just jealous of anyone who can afford a Model S. Who knows? The sleek, high-performance vehicles have become a status symbol for the wealthy, and it's not hard to imagine that some people might feel a twinge of envy. But whatever the reason, The boycotts have caught the attention of one very influential figure. But Trump, in a move that can only be described as randomly throwing darts at a board of things to be outraged about, has decided to defend Tesla and its eccentric CEO. His sudden interest in the company has raised eyebrows, with many questioning his motives. Is he genuinely concerned about the boycotts, or is this just another opportunity for him to stay in the spotlight? He's called the boycotts illegal, which is not how boycotts work. Boycotts are a form of protest, a way for consumers to express their dissatisfaction with a company or its practices. They are perfectly legal and have been used throughout history to bring about change. Trump's misunderstanding of this basic concept has only added to the confusion surrounding his involvement. He's also declared his unwavering support for Elon Musk because apparently billionaires have to stick together. This newfound camaraderie between the two moguls has sparked a flurry of speculation. Are they planning some sort of collaboration, or is this just a temporary alliance born out of mutual convenience? And the cherry on top of this bizarre sundae, Trump's grand gesture to show his support for Tesla. Trump has promised to buy a Tesla. Yes, you heard that right. The man who has often been critical of electric vehicles and environmental initiatives is now pledging to purchase one of the very cars he once seemed to disdain. Yes, you heard that right. This unexpected turn of events has left many people in disbelief, wondering if this is just another one of Trump's publicity stunts, or if he genuinely plans to follow through. The man who thinks climate change is a hoax and probably still drives a Hummer is going electric. It's a move that seems almost too ironic to be true, given his past statements and actions. But in the world of Donald Trump, anything is possible. I can just imagine him now, cruising down Pennsylvania Avenue in a Cybertruck, tweeting insults at pedestrians and trying to figure out how to charge it with a gas pump. The image is both amusing and surreal, a fitting end to this strange saga. Whether or not Trump actually buys a Tesla remains to be seen, but one thing is for sure, this story is far from over. This week had tariffs, lawsuits, international drama, St. Paddy's Day parties, and a billionaire bromance with Elon Musk. Who needs reality TV when we have Trump's real-life soap opera playing out in real time? Stay tuned for next week's episode, where we'll likely see more lawsuits, more tariffs, and Trump possibly declaring himself king of the economy. Until then, try to avoid getting caught in any trade wars. And for the love of all that is holy, please don't let Trump anywhere near a Tesla.